Greetings nerdlings, and welcome to AmalgamNation presents World of Lorecraft, Herocraft, Broll Bearmantle edition. Broll was born with antlers, an extremely rare gift of nature, and a sign that one day he would do great deeds. For years people watched as his antlers grew and waited for him to manifest greatness. Over the long centuries he developed into a fine druid, very powerful, an amazing shapeshifter with many forms, but beyond that he seemed nothing special. In time he was further gifted with an idol crafted by the immortal druid Remulus, son of the demigod Cenarius. The idol was connected to a green dragon. Through the dragon, Broll was linked to the Emerald Dream. The idol, however, could not help Broll in further developing his powers. He felt he had not fulfilled his promise. His failure began to eat at him. When the Burning Legion, along with their scourge slaves, invaded Kalimdor during the Third War, Broll found himself at Mount Hyjal battling undead and demons. His daughter Anessa fought beside him. Broll's command was cut off from the main resistance force. Drawn by his hidden core of druidic power, a group of powerful demons attacked. In his desperation, Broll, for the first time, called to the deep earths to protect those who fought beside him. He stood his ground, giving the others time to pull back toward the main army as the trees uprooted themselves and attacked undead and demons alike. He had been fighting all out for hours. He was tiring, and in the end the Pit Lord Asgalor overwhelmed him. Broll dropped the draconic idol of Remulus as he fell. Asgalor struck the idol with his polearm, Spite, infusing it with fell energy. The explosion of fell energy from the corrupted statue killed Anessa, who was trying to save her father. After the battle, Broll felt it was his fault that his daughter had died. His grief and fury caused the spirits of the wild to abandon him. The stag, the panther, the seal, and the crow, but one spirit remained with him. The spirit of the bear, corrupted by fell magic and feeding Broll's rage. Despite this great personal loss, Broll saved many other lives that day and contributed greatly to the Alliance's victory. With his grief eating away at him, Broll left Night Elf society and eventually allowed himself to be bought by Rhaegar Artfury and his ex-slave, now partner Blood-Eye Redfist, and became a gladiator alongside Bloodfist and a young blood elf named Valyr Sanguinar. Bloodfist, however, was soon after this assassinated, and Rhaegar found himself without a leader for his team before the Crimson Ring tournament. The answer to his problems came in the form of an incredibly skilled amnesiac human warrior nicknamed Logosh, who was later revealed to be none other than King Varian Wrynn. After working together as gladiators to win the Crimson Ring tournament, Broll aided and accompanied Logosh in his escape from servitude. With Logosh's strategies and Broll's power over nature, the two later aided the Silverwing Sentinels in defending Warsong Gulch from the Warsong Outriders. Unfortunately, Broll's rage had made his powers dangerous and chaotic, almost causing a natural disaster had Logosh not knocked him out with a stick. After the battle, Broll discovered that the corrupted idol of Remulus had been retrieved by the Thistlefur Furbolgs, corrupting them. For this matter, Broll and Logosh flew to Thistlefur Hold in Ashenvale to cleanse the corrupted idol of its fell energies. They eventually succeeded in cleansing the idol, but only after battling the green dragon that was linked to the idol and a horde of corrupted furbolgs. In cleansing the idol, Broll was able to once again commune with the other spirits of the wild and soothe his rage. Broll and Logosh brought the idol to Fandral Staghelm, who wanted to make sure that it truly had been cleansed. After studying the idol, he decided that it would be best if Broll left the idol with him in Darnassus. Broll, along with Valyr Sanguinar, continued to accompany the Warrior King until they assisted him in bringing the brood mother Onyxia to justice and returned Varian to his rightful throne. thus becoming a trusted friend in the process. After the death of Onyxia, Varian offered both Broll and Valera a permanent place in Stormwind, in which they could act as Varian's bodyguards and advisors. After the death of the Lich King Artus Mantle, Teldrassil became ill, and the Emerald Nightmare had grown substantially in strength. Along with many archdruids of reputation, Broll was also summoned as a member of the Cenarian Circle to help with Teldrassil, and quietly informed by a sister of Elune that he had been called to a secret meeting with the High Priestess. Only Hamul Runetotem knew that he was going. Broll also began receiving visions of Teldrassil overcome by corruption, which he felt that Azeroth, or something similar, was trying to warn him. As an experienced druid with the mark of greatness and sharing a personal connection, Broll was asked by his Shando's beloved Tyrande Whisperwind to help her find a way to return Malfurion's dream form to his body, as Elune had revealed to her that he was dying. Fandral Staghelm was leading the Archdruids to heal the ailing second world tree as the only means to find Malfurion, but Tyrande had quickly realized that would take too long. Tyrande also revealed to Broll that before he had disappeared, Malfurion thought Broll important enough to discuss him with her. Malfurion had made himself very clear to Tyrande that he very much trusted him, and Broll's actions during the Third War had borne that out to her. He had understood that Broll needed to work through his grief and anger on his own. She chose Broll as she hoped his recent outside exploits would stir his personal loyalty for Malfurion greater than simply following Fandral's plan, and she was rewarded with his agreement that he would work with her instead. Tyrande had decided to enter the Emerald Dream itself through the portal at Bow Shadow, and Broll determined that he would need the idol of Remulus, which he had to steal from Fandral's private sanctum. Before he left, Tyrande asked Broll to call her by her first name, but he politely declined. He considers her first name only for Malfurion, and to him she is his High Priestess. Tyrande accepted this and did not push the issue further. Broll and Tyrande eventually freed Malfurion from the Emerald Nightmare. Malfurion at one point reprimands Broll for considering himself a mere student in comparison to his former Shando. After the trying events of the Emerald Nightmare, Broll's eyes, which were silver at birth, now gleamed gold, yet not as resplendent as Malfurion's eyes. Broll had finally overcome the last self-imposed barrier to truly becoming a great druid, his deep uncertainty replaced with confidence that he was now the druid he was always meant to be. Broll was asked and honoured to be part of the wedding party at Malfurion and Tyrande's wedding ceremony. Thank you for watching, and as always, remember, play the game and game to play.